Good morning, students. Today, from Value Education, we are going to see lesson number 2, Be Kind to Animals. Here, you can see the dog is man's best friend. Many of us, we have dog as our pet, pet because dog is said to be man's best friend. Okay, here is a story based on this only. How we have to be kind to animals. Now here, how Fluffy became fire alarm. Okay, now there was a dog whose name was Fluffy. One day, this Fluffy saw two children coming out of the school. In the picture, you can see two children, they are coming out of the school, and behind them is white color dog Fluffy. He sees them coming out of the school. He had no home to go. This dog, he had no home to go, so he followed these two children. He was scared of entering the house. The dog was scared of entering the house, so he stayed outside the house and sat under a big bush. The dog was scared to go inside the house of these two children, so it sat outside under a big bush, under a big tree. He went off to sleep, and there itself it went off to sleep. Suddenly Fluffy could smell smoke as he had a sharp nose. Now animals' nose is very sharp than the human being. So when he was sleeping, suddenly he realized that there is a smell of smoke. He looked at the house, and immediately he looked at the house and he saw that it was on fire. Why the smell of smoke was coming? Because there was a fire in the house and he could smell it. He ran to the fire station. As soon as the dog saw the fire, it ran to the fire station and started barking and barking. The dog was barked at them. The firemen took the fire engine. Listening to this barking of this dog, the fireman who works in that fire station, he took the fire engine and he followed Fluffy, because they knew that the dog is wanted to take them to a place where the fire had taken place. He led them to the house of those two children, and that dog Fluffy, it brought them to the home of those two children whom he had followed the previous day, where the fire had taken place. Then the fireman could put out the fire and he saved the children. The fireman, he helped to put out the fire and he helped those two children and he saved them. The fireman chief said to the children that you know who saved your life. Saved means kuni वाचवलं आपलं life. So the fireman chief said to the children, you know who saved your life? This young doggy saved your life. And the fireman says, this young doggy saved your life from the fire. The children named him Fire Alarm. After listening to this sentence, the two children, they named that dog as a Fire Alarm. And Fluffy got a new name and got a beautiful home to live. And after that, those two children, they kept this dog Fluffy in their home because he has saved their life from the fire. And they gave him a new name called Fire Alarm, because it saved them from the fire, because he bought firemen from the fire station. Then the ways in which dogs helps us. Now pet animals, they helps us in many ways. Dogs helps us in such following ways, like assistance dogs. Dogs who are trained to help people are called assistant dogs or service dogs. If you will give training to such dogs, they will always help you. Whatever you want them to learn, you can train them accordingly. आपण त्यांना शिकवू शकतो. आपण जे काही डॉग्सला शिकवतो ते त्याप्रमाणे करतात. Even they are called as service dogs also. They help people who cannot move around on their own. जे स्वतः दुसरीकडे फिरू शकत नाही त्यांची हेल्प पण ते करतात. They also help people who cannot see. If a person is blind, the dog, if it is trained, it can take them to a certain place. Dogs love children and are also trained to look after the safety of small children. Always dogs like small children and it looks after the safety of these small children. If they find any danger around small children, then they immediately start barking and they gives us some sign. We must have seen police dogs also. Dogs are trained to help the police also. Yes, they have a very strong sense of smell because they got very strong sense of smell and can also search hidden bombs also. They got a good sense of smelling. By smelling only they can search the hidden bombs and even the thieves also. So like this it helps the police. They help the police in catching thieves. Okay. Then Blue Cross. The Blue Cross was set up more than 100 years ago to take care of the health and happiness of animals. More than 100 years ago, this Blue Cross was been set up for the health and happiness of animals. They give free treatment to animals. All the animals, they get free treatment here which are injured or do not have a home. Many of the animals, they do not have a proper home to live and nobody takes care of them. So this Blue Cross helps them to take care when they are injured or when they do not have a home. They also provide them with a home and they keep these animals there. A few things which we should never do to animals. There are few things that we should avoid for the animals, like never hit them with your hand, a stick or a stone. Never hit them means त्यांना कधीच मारायचं नाही, हातानी नाही, दगडानी नाही किंवा काठीनी नाही. Never treat them like toys. Like we play with toys, you never treat alive animals like a toys. They are living creatures. They also feel pain and get hurt like us. त्यांना पण भावना असतात, त्यांना पण कधी कधी त्रास होतो. Never pull their hair, tail or ears. It is very painful for them also. They are also alive and they too have feelings. They too get pain. So we should not pull their hair, tail or ears. A few things we can do for animals. What we can do for animals? Like feed them when they are hungry. जेव्हा त्यांना भूक लागलेली असते आपण त्यांना चारू शकतो, काहीतरी खाऊ घालू शकतो. गिव देम वॉटर वेन दे आर थर्स्टी. जसं आपल्याला तहान लागते आपण पाणी पितो, इवन यू कॅन गिव वॉटर टू द ॲनिमल्स दोज हू आर थर्स्टी. Take them to a doctor when they are sick. Like human being, when we fall sick, we go to doctor and get treated. In the same way, you can take the sick animal to the doctors for the treatments. And the doctors who treat animals, they are called veterinary doctors. Then all animals have very sensitive ears. They got more sensitive ears than a human being. Therefore, they get very scared of crackers. Yes, the crackers that you burnt in all Diwali and all, because of that the animals get scared of it. Keep them indoors during festivals like Diwali. Whenever in Diwali season, when you are going to burst the crackers, that time you keep such animals indoors inside your house. Because of that they will not get scared of it. So these are the things that we can do for animals to keep them safe. Okay, because dogs or any other animals, pet, they are always useful for human beings. And this is the way how this fluffy dog, it became alarm for the two children and it saved them from the fire. So this is the thing that we learned from the lesson. Okay, so you read, sorry, you listen to this explanation of the lesson, read it, and then we will try to solve the question answers in the next session. Till that time, take care. Bye.